I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast. This is Danny G sitting alongside Rio and Jimmer tonight. And we've got some weekend picks. We've got Thanksgiving football. We've got a new little holiday tradition that we're going to start here right before your very eyes and ears tonight. But as we kick things off, Jimmer, what's going on out there?
All kinds of fucked up shit.
Here we go.
Oh, you want more?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Elaborate.
Okay. Please elaborate. Giants fire offensive coordinator Jason Garrett. Garrett's offense has scored the fewest touchdowns of any team since the start of last season. The Giants hired him in January 2020. You want me to go ahead and say it?
I was going to say it. Well, a little bit faster than the Cowboys.
Right. Makes their IQ a little bit better instantly.
Not 9 wins IQ, though, right, Jimmer?
Well, that's fine. Do they have more Super Bowls since 1976 or whenever the hell you guys?
Then Minnesota, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Giants. Go G-Man.
Right,
Go G-Man.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Where's he go? What's he going to do? Stay in the NFL, you think?
No, there's no way that someone gives him a shot, I don't think, right out of the gate.
I wonder.
He should have taken the year off. He shouldn't even became an offense coordinator. I think he should have taken a year off. And then it seems like a lot of these coaches that take a year off after they've been fired as a head coach and don't just jump back into some coaching role tend to get recruited afterwards. Mike McCarthy was horrible with the Packers. Took a year off, and the Cowboys Jerry Jones was crying on the stage. Thank you, Jesus, for bringing in Mike Holmgren. Or not Holmgren, but McCarthy. I can't remember the other coach I was thinking about that took a year off too, but I think he should have taken a year off. I don't know what that's going to do. You know what? I did hear, the XFL starts back up here soon, and the USFL, I just heard, is breaking news, is coming back too with 8 franchises.
Wow. Yeah, I think if he couldn't succeed with, Cowboys have kind of had a decent offense over all those years, right? And if you couldn't put points on the board and keep your job there, why is it going to be any different anywhere else? I don't know. It's whatever, but they did figure it out faster than the Cowboys did.
Yeah.
The thing with him was he'd always just do enough. The Cowboys had enough talent to go 8-8 or, break even at least, or go 1 win above that Jerry would get all excited and re-sign him. So,
hold on. I guess since we're on the air, you guys were more skeptical about giving me a number between 1 and 100 than you were about a dude offering you money that you just met.
I don't trust you.
Do you ever play a game where you don't know the rules to the game?
Calling a game a number between 1 and 100, you've never heard that before?
Never.
Oh, my God.
With you involved,
Goofy bastards.
It was skeptical. I was skeptical.
For context, Jimmer was picking numbers for this tradition that we're going to start tonight. And we were deciding who's going to go first, and he just told us to pick a number.
Between 1 and 100.
And naturally, Rio and I look at each other
like it was.
What, you're going to pick the number?
Like
That's
I was
not how this should go.
asking them the world's largest scientific problem. Right?
Yeah.
So we're getting at?
Something like that. It's kind of like your number 2 draft pick this year, Jimmer. So I don't have a lot of faith in you. I'll just be honest.
My number 2 draft pick was nice. He just got hurt. What are you talking about?
You getting the number 2 draft pick is what I was talking about.
Oh, then you have to talk to him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? I wish I could say it, but that was legit.
Aaron Rodgers decides to do a little show and tell at Packers press conference today. And by physically showing his broken toe. He said he has a fractured toe, not COVID toe.
Yeah, I saw that come out, and I was just like, what the heck? The heck is going on? this world today.
First thing I thought of, I posted on our social media thing, was foot fetish people everywhere in heaven. Like,
Yeah, they
oh
love
my
that.
God, just it's a mess somewhere.
I should start like an OnlyFans and do that, and half price for my.
For your half heel.
Yeah. At least it's his pinky toe, though. That's much better than like a big toe.
I thought it was. Oh, I guess I didn't look at the picture
No,
that well.
it's-
It was pinky
I
toe.
didn't see the picture, but I just heard him talking to
Oh.
McAfee. It's the little toe, so that's still sucks, but it's not nearly as bad as basically any other toe. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Saints running back Alvin Kamara is out against the Bills on Thanksgiving, still due to that knee injury, and Mark Ingram is also questionable.
That's tough.
They still have Trevor Siemian though.
Trevor, they have not Case Keenum.
They have Taysom Hill.
Taysom
on that
Hill,
huge
who
contract.
just signed that huge contract to be a utility player, so he can run the ball, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, he might be. They might line him up at running back now if both those guys are out, because their original number 2 was lost for the season. What was that, like 3 games into the season? Can't remember his name off the top of my head. It was a nice story. He was like a kind of a journeyman that worked his way up, undrafted, but ended up going on IR. Big news of the day, at least when I woke up today. The Minnesota Vikings released a statement Wednesday afternoon saying that the team has been notified by law enforcement agencies that defensive end Everson Griffin came out of his home without incident and is now getting the care that he needs. Hours after the 33-year-old made a series of disturbing Instagram posts early Wednesday morning, claiming that someone was in his home trying to kill him. The posts, one of the videos read, I'm in my house, blank, trying to pop me. Griffin said in the video, I've still got clips left. This is my gun, a .45 Wilson Combat registered to me. I bought all my bullets around town. Dalvin Cook helped me purchase this gun. It all belongs to me, and they are registered to me. I know exactly where I bought them. I've got the card. I have them on. I have everything. Now, everything aside, mental health is obviously, we've talked about being a serious deal, and he's ran into this a few years back too. Shouldn't joke about any part of this, but I think it's kind of weird that he has to bring one of his teammates into this situation every time. Because if you guys remember, he went over to Trey Wayne's house last time and like walked in his house, and they weren't that close. Trey Wayne's tried to cover it up like it was no big deal or anything like that. Yeah, we were good and everything. Trey Wayne's wife's like, no, he's literally never been to our house before. And but this being said,
hopefully he gets the help that he needs, because like we talked about, he's done this before. Something's going on. I don't know if it's CTE kicking in a little bit and the hits over the years or what it is, but kind of disturbing to hear it, especially happening again.
Yeah, because they never found anybody
right.
when the police arrived. So it's like, what was
innocent.
really going on? Yeah, exactly. Especially Instagram posts before he called the cops, you said, right?
No, they were, the team and everyone was alerted off of his Instagram photos
Oh, so
and
that was
stuff.
after
So
that?
they was
Okay.
sent. So they were sent there, trying to figure out what was going on, try to help him.
Man, yeah. I hope he's okay. That's
First thing I thought of, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you. The very first thing I thought of, he has at least one young daughter and wife. So when I don't know what he was thinking, seeing any of that, like his mental stability and stuff, but you're walking around with a gun and shit. That's the first thing I thought of. So hopefully, and it seems like everyone's okay, but kind of freaky.
yeah.
Rams and the NFL settle St. Louis lawsuit over franchise's relocation to Los Angeles for $790 million, which ends the 4.5-year legal battle. Details on how much Stan Kroenke, the owner of the Rams, there was no details on how much Stan Kroenke will pay of it versus the other 31 NFL owners.
Yeah, he should definitely have to pay most of it. I don't know how it's
He's the
divvied
one
up,
that,
but-
well, yeah, he's the one that was probably going to benefit the most. I mean,
Yeah.
That being, see, this whole thing is weird to me because the other owners, unless they voted against them going to LA, the other owners, I actually have to say, actually should have to chip in. Because you move a team to build the NFL, because the NFL shares money. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, the Cowboys are the richest franchise, but Jerry Jones isn't the richest owner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm getting at. So they keep everything together like that. So moving a team to LA benefits all the owners. So that was a voted on process. There was only a couple owners that did not want them to go there.
Yeah.
Those are honestly, I think those are the only ones that shouldn't have to pay that because they're like, I told you I didn't want them to go there.
Yeah, I was thinking when you told us about this a month or so ago, the owner of the Rams said he was going to take care of all this, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if he was thinking.
I'm coming from.
I don't think he was thinking $790 million though either.
Yeah.
Even a billionaire, $790 million is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think still, I mean, money's going to take care of money. They're going to take care of each other because you said it yourself. A team in LA is going to benefit everybody, especially a winning team, which they are doing and looking good. Granted, they weren't before, but
it's going to benefit everybody except for the Chargers. Just for the
agreed.
record.
So they don't sell out that stadium on Chargers game days with Chargers fans,
right.
But regardless, that comes back to what you're saying. Also, is it benefits everybody because the money still comes in. The money is still coming in, and it's in the second largest market in the United States.
Somebody said it perfectly, and I think it was a baseball guy, and he's talking about baseball at the time, but it's the same thing, same concept. You can take any team and put them in LA, and even if they're bad, if they're mediocre, if they're good, you're gonna sell the seats. You're gonna sell out the stadium.
Right.
You're gonna make money regardless. So it only helped out, and
Yeah, they don't care about like the fan base and being true because St. Louis is a very true to their team environment. All their teams they're successful in their fan bases and they've always backed that. I told you, what was that, the XFL or whatever that was. I mix up the two. They had the other spring ball one, the AAFL or the AFL. They went there. They almost sold out the stadium. They back their team. That doesn't sell money, though. I mean, that doesn't make money. It's nice. I mean, there's a reason why Green Bay stays up in Green Bay. Same thing we were talking about. It's you don't think they wouldn't have wanted to move the Packers there?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that'd be the perfect scenario for the NFL, moving the Packers to LA, right?
Yeah, there's just so many people in that LA area. It's impossible not to do well, for sure.
Right. Let's see what we got here. Kevin Durant passes Allen Iverson for 25th on NBA all-time scoring list. This one kind of shocked me a little bit, actually. I thought Allen Iverson was a little higher up there. That's with KD missing a couple years because he had some injury problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and playing on a stacked team as well.
Yeah, so the ball wasn't coming around near as
all
often.
the time, right?
Yep.
So, and really, I mean, he played. You think about the Thunder with Harden and Russ too. You had two other guys that needed the ball just in their hands, and so yeah, impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But where'd he go to college at? Shoot,
probably Kentucky.
Hook'em Horns,
Probably.
baby.
Huh?
Probably. Maybe UCLA.
Yeah.
One of those other good teams.
Yeah. Blue
Not
Bloods.
Iowa. Got it.
Yeah.
You said good team, so I immediately ruled out Iowa.
You didn't bring up Iowa State.
That's weird.
Iowa State.
That old Hilton Magic.
Yeah.
ESPN's Dick Vitale returns to the sideline after taking a break to get cancer treatment.
Pretty cool story, seeing him come back and just emotions. He was crying a little bit, and good to get him back. Kind of the voice of NCAA football or basketball, sorry, and pretty cool to see him come back and just emotions play into that game. And I don't know if y'all watched it all, but that was pretty neat to see him back.
I'm just waiting for Danny to wake up over there.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. I don't know if anybody expected him to come back, especially this soon.
Yeah,
So,
being how old he is as well, too, we didn't know how well he'd recover from that.
I don't know what kind of treatment he had, but either way, it beats you up, So it's good to see him back.
That voice. Legendary. Dolphins claim running back Phillip Lindsay off waivers after being released from the Texans on Tuesday. So yet another mediocre running back in that backfield. I don't think that should change your fantasy opinion on him on either way. So
No, whatever happened to him after Denver?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They just
he looked
didn't.
so good.
they just didn't use him.
No, they didn't use him. So didn't they draft Devontae Booker the next year?
Well,
and tried to use him, and it just kind of didn't work out the way they tried to use him. Though.
they didn't like using. They just didn't like using.
Yeah,
Phillip Lindsay.
they didn't like using him at all.
For
even
whatever
though he's
reason,
a 1,000-yard
I don't
rusher.
know,
Yeah,
I don't know what the deal was. They just didn't like to. And Houston, same thing. There must be something that I don't know if there's something about the guy or what there is, but it seems like there's always something that keeps him from getting the ball. You give it to old Mark Ingram. You give it to David Johnson, who's a shell of himself. But you won't give it to a pretty damn hard runner and is a pretty fast runner too. I don't get it.
On your news, did you have any other running backs getting released? I don't think I heard a big one.
No, I forgot to put him in. Adrian Peterson, that's right. Adrian Peterson was released from the Tennessee Titans after his 3-game stint. I don't know if they really gave him a crack to really ever get rolling either, though.
yeah.
No.
Nobody else
weird.
Nobody else was really rolling for him, so I don't
one
see
game.
what was,
Foreman did okay the one game, and then they basically split carries, but didn't do much either way.
I think Foreman only had like 40-something odd yards in that, though. Like, neither one of them have blown anything out of the – nothing to where you'd think someone would get released is my point.
Yeah.
I guess it was almost as surprising
It
as
was
when
a
Le'Veon
surprise.
did, too. Le'Veon got released, and that
and
actually
then they
surprised
just
me a little bit.
called up their other running backs, and it was kind of weird, but I don't know.
Maybe there's something else. Maybe he thought he should be getting the ball 40 times a game like old AP.
Oh yeah, give me the damn ball.
Yeah, you don't lose that mentality, do you?
No. Let's see. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has named their semifinalists with a total of 26 this year. Usually there's 25. There was a tie, so they kept it with 26. Doesn't matter. It's going to get whittled down to 15 here in like a week or two. But among this year's semifinalists, Jesus, and in their first year of eligibility were Andre Johnson, DeMarcus Ware, Anquan Bolden, Devin Hester, Robert Mathis, Steve Smith, and Vince Wilfork. I'll name the rest here in a second, but shoe-ins on those first ballot, any of them? And remember, I said first ballot.
God, I don't know.
And
Yeah, I
don't
know.
say anything stupid. I know you're looking at one name over there.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. There's one guy that has like screaming your name on it.
Who? I'm actually looking at Robert Mathis, the Colts rusher.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. Possibly.
I got one.
Will Fork, maybe. I don't know.
I
I don't
okay.
feel real good
so
about the
so
rest.
I like two, but I don't think the one's gonna get it because unless you are the top-notch receiver, you're not
Steve
going
Smith?
to. So Steve Smith, Andre Johnson, they have a bunch of receivers. None of them are going to be first ballot, I don't think. Andre Johnson just didn't have the touchdowns to match up with all of his yardage, and not necessarily his fault. In my opinion, I think the first ballot guy on that list right there was Devin Hester. Maybe the greatest kick returner of all time. The one dude you do not kick to. Change a game in a heartbeat. The only reason why the Bears were in that Super Bowl against the Peyton Manning-led Colts was Devin Hester. He's what carried that team. So I honestly think it should be him. I think he actually owns a record for the most return touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. Easily. He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't know how they consider special teams in that respect because he never really developed. So he was the best. Nobody's even close to him on special teams, right, for returning.
That's what I mean.
Now, with that
put
being
him
said,
in as a special teamer.
he could never develop into anything else.
Right.
Right? So I don't know if that hurts him. I don't know how they'll look at that. But I get where you're coming from, though. Yeah.
But for me, I guess if you're going to put any version of a kicker or punter in, then why wouldn't you put like the
you
greatest
fucking
kick
hate
returner?
kickers, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm actually being serious there.
Yeah.
Like honestly, have the top 2 scoring or field goal kickers of all time, and they're fine. I get it. But what I'm talking about is, like, you're not going to have the all-time greatest kick returner, punt returner of all time.
Yeah.
What's it matter if you did anything else? Like, you were that special at that. That's what you did. You know, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I do like that. Like I said, I'm looking at Mathis because he leads the NFL all time in forced fumbles and strip sacks. 8-time Pro Bowler. Over 100 sacks. I don't know. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So I'm gonna read off the rest of the 26, and then I'll help you with like that one right there too, because there's a couple other edge rushers that were. And I like Robert Mathis. They had one hell of a duo there, Dwight Freeney and him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, fun.
Robert Mathis just kind of sat in the back burner quite often. Like, nobody would ever talk about him. He just went out there, did his job. Dwight Freeney was the sexier version,
Yep.
Right.
But the other semifinalists are Eric Allen, Jared Allen. Jared Allen was a finalist last year also. Willie Anderson, Rondé Barber, Tony Baselli again. Leroy Butler, Eddie George, Torrey Holt. That's also another reason why I don't think another receiver is getting in, by the way, because you're not going to let those guys in over Torrey, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
Reggie Wayne, he's down the list too.
Yep. Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, Steve Tasker. That's another all-time kick returner, punt returner. Where is Tasker? Fred Taylor, Zach Thomas, Hines Ward, Ricky Waters, Reggie Wayne, Patrick Willis, Darren Woodson, and Bryant Young.
How many? Hines Ward's been out there before, though, too, right?
Yes, for
Couple
2
times?
years now. This will be his third, I think.
That's what I was thinking. He might be due.
Torrey would go first.
He would go ahead of him. I agree with that. Yeah.
So unless they let 2 receivers in, which I'm not saying won't happen, but would you put? Well, okay, there's a good question then. Just right in that same line of conversation there, you were talking about Hines Ward right there. Reggie Wayne, in my opinion, is better than Hines Ward.
I think so too, personally.
And Reggie Wayne's out there too. So I think
I think most of those receivers on there are better receivers than Hines Ward. I think he was a different kind of receiver. Right? He was super physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was everything to the Steelers, like, for a really long time, right? So maybe it's more important to the Steelers fans. It's kind of one of those things, right, than everybody else. But
so I think the major thing I disagree with is, like, if you're a Hall of Famer, if you're truly a Hall of Famer, why in the hell is there a limit on how many people can go in every year? You know what I'm saying? Like, the NBA doesn't stop it at that. Like, if you have enough people, and you get voted, you're going in. So why do you have to have a limit? You wouldn't have all these guys piling up on each other if you just got them out of the way. You know what I'm saying? And they actually, okay, do they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame or not? Does this one deserve to be a first ballot Hall of Famer? And then after that, then you can pass them down 1 year, because that's like a special thing.
yeah,
It's its own little private club inside the big old club there.
yeah.
But after that, like, you should just be either they're a Hall of Famer or not. End of discussion.
I think so too. Either they are or they aren't, because how do you say what's better than 10,000 career rushing yards and 8 Pro Bowls, or whatever it is? He leads the NFL in strip sacks. How do you Devin Hester changed the game. Nobody would kick to him. Wasn't a receiver, but on his special teams play, man, was just outstanding.
Can you mention? And I guess the one thing that you can always get brought up, and always gets brought up in conversation, I guess, whenever they have these voting panels and this, that, and the other, right? Can you tell the story of the NFL during a particular decade without mentioning this player? For instance, can you do that without talking about Devin Hester? I mean, technically, you can. Yeah, I get that. I mean, the quick answer, yeah, I can if I want to. My point is, do you tell the NFL story without having like a Devin Hester in that conversation, a Torrey Holt in that conversation, who was on the greatest show on Turf, or whatever the hell it was, with the Rams?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. That's just me. And that's one thing that's always stuck in my mind.
Right.
if you can't tell the story of a decade worth of football, or the best story you can tell, without mentioning a certain player, then they don't deserve to be in, or they do deserve to be in based off of doesn't feel right without saying, hey, this person, that person, Rondé Barber, I could probably go with that. Eddie George, they went to the Super Bowl. He was a huge part of that. Eddie George was on Madden. He was a big-time physical back. He was awesome.
Right.
He has the stats. He doesn't have the highest stats of all running backs, but he has more than enough if you see some of the other ones that are in there.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you do have to have the stats, too. Don't get me wrong. The Hall of Fame isn't just because you were flashy.
Yeah.
You don't put Michael Vick into the Hall of Fame because his stats aren't going to back it, too. You know what I mean? But you can't tell the story. So you see, you need both of them is what I'm getting at. You need to be able to tell the story with them, but they need to back it with stats.
Yeah.
So, little baseball news. Former Blue Jay starting pitcher Steven Matz and the Cardinals have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $44 million deal. Incentives could take it up to $48 million. You were saying something off air there.
So I'm trying to pull it up. I just seen it pop up again. New York Mets owner Steve Cohen calls out Matz's agent for unprofessional behavior. I've never, as he says, I'm not happy this morning. I've never seen such unprofessional behavior exhibited by a player's agent. I guess words and promises don't matter.
Oh.
So weird.
So there must have been something kind of in the works that didn't happen with the Mets?
So apparently his agent reached out to the Mets and wanted to return, said they were his first choice. Then he, agrees with his deal with the Cardinals. And yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. Are you offering me more money for my services or not?
Yeah.
I mean, if I produced and this team offers me $20 million and this team offers me $30 million,
I'm gonna agree with you on everything you're about to say with it. But the first off, I'll get on that part. But anyone that gets how much professionalism when they don't give you a heads up when they're gonna cut you or trade you. Mm-hmm. That teams that own each other. But the funniest part of this whole thing to me from that one, because you said the Mets, right?
Yeah.
The Mets.
Who wouldn't pay Syndergaard?
Who are like the Jets. Dysfunctional as shit. So do you think I give a shit with whether the owner or GM or whoever it is of the Mets thinks someone's unprofessional? Oh, do you, big guy?
Yeah.
Oh, do you? Right. So he
used
you to get a bigger deal. So what? Get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some honor there, but at the end of the day,
they did draft him. They did draft him. And he played 6 years there
with the Mets.
Yep.
But they also traded him too, to the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
So where was that? Where was that loyalty? They were too worried about saving money, right, or getting some version of a draft pick. So, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Double standard.
Always.
Well, it makes sense if you don't think about it, boys.
Right. Just makes sense if you don't think about it. Little taste. Liberty has agreed. Oh, I didn't even. We got rolling on that one. Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco, who's 20 years old, has agreed to a 12-year contract that guarantees him around $185 million. The deal is worth a maximum of $223 million.
Crazy because we talk about Tampa not being one of those big spenders ever. Not reaching out and overpaying, and not saying they're overpaying because he's a special talent. I actually thought he should have won Rookie of the Year over Rosarina myself. But, yeah, absolutely you got to pay him. He's a stud out there. Crucial part of their team and trying to make the run again to the World Series. So.
Yeah, I said it earlier, but ultimately they're just going to end up saving themselves money instead of trying to give him this contract in a couple years when if he keeps developing, he's just going to require so much more. So smart for the team, smart for him.
You literally just signed him through his whole prime, like the early part of his prime, his building, and his prime. Not the part where most of these guys get a contract and the team that gives them that huge 10-year contract, they get 5 years of the prime. And then in baseball, usually there's a hard fall.
Yep.
They literally get to watch this kid grow and watch his prime, his whole prime. The next team that tries to sign him at 32 years old, or I think that's what it was going to be, like 32, 33 years old, is going to get the last bit of his prime. And, that's what I'm getting at. So I actually thought it was a great deal. And they never pay anybody. So glad to see that they actually are like, hey, we keep going to the World Series. We keep getting some extra money. Maybe we should actually spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well played.
Liberty University, whatever it is, has agreed to a new deal with Hugh Freeze that makes him one of the highest paid non-Power 5 coaches. Freeze's total package averages more than $40 million annually over the length of the contract that runs through 2028.
Holy shit. At Liberty.
At Liberty.
At Liberty. That's the biggest.
Damn.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
He did build it up. I mean, they went 10-1 last year. Remember when we had
they knock
Coastal
Carolina off the
unbeaten trail?
Unbeaten when they were making the push
in the bowl. In the bowl game.
Oh, was it the bowl game?
It was in a bowl game, yeah.
In the bowl game. So yeah, but it seems crazy money for a small team.
Yeah, that's
small
what my
name
head's at
team.
too.
Yeah. Just keep talking about money getting thrown around. James Franklin has agreed to a 10-year contract extension to remain as Penn State's head coach through the 2031 season. Franklin will make $7.5 million in base salaries, supplemental pay, and annual retention bonus. Franklin will also receive an annual loan of $1 million for a life insurance policy through the entirety of the contract. There's built-in incentives throughout that can add extra money, including $350,000 for winning the Big Ten championship, $400,000 for making the college football playoff, and $800,000 for winning the Natty championship.
Those are peanuts compared to what we just talked about, so that's crazy to me.
Should help with recruiting.
$4 million versus $7.5.
So how much was Liberty's? 4 or 40?
4.
Okay. So
You thought it was 40?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Then I obviously misheard that.
Danny's zombieing out over here.
He is getting a little sleepy.
But yeah, it's good. I mean, they're a good squad, so it'll be around
Yeah,
for a
should
little
help.
while.
Should help with recruiting. Long-term commitment to the coach.
That it does. Yeah.
So anybody goes after, he's like, hey, I'm here for your time here. So stability in that aspect. I was kind of surprised because weren't they kind of picked to be one of the favorites for the Big Ten a couple of years ago, and then they won like 3 games or something like that?
That was last year.
They
barely won 1 game last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then it was kind of looking like, so yeah.
And then they started off hot, and then they're not now. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they just did the Iowa thing. They did the Kirk Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything more special about him. He has the ability to develop some of his talent. I will give him that versus some of these coaches. But they're going to be dealing with the same thing we do. And they're on the other side of the Big Ten. So you're constantly battling Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State, right? And then the occasional one-year wonder Indianas that'll pop up, because that happened last year. Or was that last year, 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Whenever it was, either way.
Yeah.
But
I think last year.
But I think he's kind of that same thing. Like, okay, that's a nice coach. You'll average about 8 wins a season. You'll have like an 8-win season consistently, and then you'll spike 1 year because that's what Iowa does too. And you'll hit up to like 10 wins 1 year and give your fan base and everybody false hope, thinking that you can really compete at the top 4. That's my opinion, at least. Keeping with college football, undefeated Cincinnati joins Georgia, Ohio State, and Alabama in the college football playoff top 4. It is the first time in the 8-year history of the college football playoff that a team from a group of 5 conference has cracked the top 4 in the selection committee's rankings. Danny, Need some words from you, brother.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Now I hope they can keep it, depending on what happens with Ohio State, Michigan. But I don't see them climbing up any higher. And so that if it continues on this path, that game against Georgia, I don't like that. So
I haven't looked. So I looked earlier. I cannot remember who they play this week. I'm trying to pull it up right now, but they are 14. If I remember correctly on the spread, they're 14.5-point favorites. Come on, pull up. We're almost there. I don't know what they can do because at the end of the day, let's say
East Carolina, I think, wasn't it?
There you go. That is it. And East Carolina can throw up some points. I think they still need to throttle them, right? Because this is it. This is it, gentlemen. We have Ohio State and Michigan this weekend.
Right.
That's going to tell a lot. If
Who's right? Because who's right behind him? Is it Notre Dame? Well, Michigan is.
Michigan, and that's going to be crucial. But Notre Dame,
be
who
one of those
lost
two.
to them.
Yep.
Oklahoma State, that'll be interesting. What happens in the Bedlam, and then the Big 12
Oklahoma and Oklahoma
championship.
State. Yep, regardless. So each have one loss, right?
Right, but it goes Oklahoma State, Baylor, Ole Miss, then Oklahoma.
Okay.
So it'll be real interesting what happens in that Big 12. If Oklahoma goes win and win,
Okay.
do they jump up? And Michigan, if Michigan loses to Ohio State, and Oklahoma State wins out, will they be 4?
I mean,
The wins are better.
Yeah, that's why Cincy has to throttle them.
They
this
have
weekend.
to throttle.
I think there's no doubt. Like you finally got enough recognition where you cracked this, right? And the only way you keep this, because East Carolina isn't bad. They're 7-4, 5-2 in their conference, so they're not a horrible team. And it's at East Carolina, so it's gonna be a road game. They're still heavily favored though, so they need to make sure they hit that. I think they need to basically beat them by like 2 touchdowns. I'm not saying it needs to be anything ridiculous. It doesn't need to be 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. It doesn't have to be that, but you need to do this convincingly on the road, at a decent team's house.
Mm-hmm.
And but that being said, I mean, is there any way that Ole Miss can slide up in there? They're number 9.
Another thing that is going to be real interesting here. I think Alabama may win this Iron Bowl game or whatever. They're going to play Georgia in the SEC title game. If they lose again, why would the committee go, okay, let's leave them out and throw somebody else in? Like, they've already shown they can't beat this Georgia team. Why leave them a 2-loss Alabama? We've seen it before, right?
So that was going to be my next question for you. Here's the most intriguing one for me. Where something like this could happen, right? We're a 2-loss team, and it isn't even going to come out of the SEC for me. You shouldn't be surprised by that coming out of my mouth, but what happens if Michigan beats Ohio State in a close game? Michigan would obviously go into the 4, right? But Ohio State hung on the road at Ann Arbor in a rivalry game, and the College Football Playoff Committee already loves Ohio State.
How many losses does Michigan have?
1.
But Michigan would go and probably roll up in the Big Ten championship, so they would get that spot. I think we all basically agree that they would swap spots, right? I mean, if Ohio State wins, they'll stay there.
Yeah.
If Ohio State loses, Michigan will take that 2 spot, right? Because they have 1 loss also, and you beat the number 2 team in the nation, or they'd be in the 3. They'd be 2 or 3, I should say. But I think there's a shot that Ohio State can still stay in there if they keep this game close.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But if they lose in Michigan, so then Michigan would go to the Big Ten championship. Yep. Say they lose.
No, now it's getting real ugly.
I was going to say, there you go. Cincinnati slides in. Oklahoma State, if they win out, slides in.
I think Oklahoma State could slide in. I mean, but I'm saying if Oklahoma State loses, that's where this kind of goes.
There's still
there's still a lot going on. It's it's a very small, huge step all at the same time. Yeah. I think.
But I think one big thing that you hit on, Rio, was if Bama goes on and loses to Georgia, I think the logic is there to not put them in.
Right. They can't win
That would
it,
be the
so-
best thing for Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah.
Because they could slide to that 3 and play somebody like Ohio State in the first round, and I think that's a way better matchup for them.
Oh, yeah. Nobody wants to
versus-
play Georgia 1.
Right, not at all. That'll help, I think, future too, right, for these teams that are non-Power 5, because then they won't get slapped up as bad, I don't think.
That's
the best situation for them for sure.
If there's one team, and this is my Roll Tideism in me, but if there's one team that can beat Georgia, it is Alabama. Let's not kid ourselves. They are they're the swinging dicks of the NCAA, gentlemen. They have the most 5-stars. They have the best recruits. Georgia's playing great football. I jumped off the wagon of beating up on them. I did that a few weeks ago, jumped off and stopped. But let's keep it real. Alabama and what they do and what they've done throughout their last 10-plus years, Georgia's just now doing this. Georgia has been the little brother. Let's not forget that either. When this game goes down, experience means everything. And Saban's been there.
Yeah.
So
They have the players.
Alabama's offense has not stopped rolling. Their defense has been, right? We talked about it. 1 week they'll look like a top tier defense. The next week they're giving up 30-something points. Yeah. I'm just saying Georgia's not going to shut down Alabama.
Georgia beat up Arkansas. Alabama.
Are you bringing up Arkansas as a conversation?
Alabama.
Yes.
Won
by a touchdown.
Arkansas.
Right.
Alabama lost to A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Georgia's never been in a close game this season, dude.
Right, and that'll hurt them.
Maybe they keep them out. Maybe they keep them out to draw more interest. Alabama's finally not.
They're also not rolling with like a bunch of freshmen either. They didn't have that much turnover compared to what Alabama has, and Alabama's still been rolling. I'm going with experience on it. When that game goes down, they're going to, and I actually think they're going to throttle Georgia.
Ooh.
Throttle by double
wager.
digits minimum.
Okay, so
Whiskey
then
wager.
That's a new conversation.
Right here, yeah.
That's a new conversation, though. Okay, that's different. If Bama loses, I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah,
they
Alabama's got
out, right?
I mean, they have to, right?
Yeah, you'd think they'd drop out.
If they don't, then I'm like, I may be done just watching the college football playoff, and I love watching that. Yeah,
rigged at that point.
It is.
But then Georgia, what?
That's the worst
If
case
Georgia
scenario.
loses-
Alabama wins, though.
If Georgia
I agree.
loses,
Yeah,
They both get in.
they both get in.
If Georgia loses, they both get in.
Yeah.
and so we head for a rematch of the SEC title as the national championship game, probably.
Yes,
right?
most. I don't know.
Let's-
Alabama.
let's-
See, here's the thing. He touched on it. Alabama's defense has been so suspect that
Yeah.
you get say Ohio State and they're rolling offense, right? They could knock them off. You know.
I don't count Ohio State out of this yet. Like, there's a different feel about this team.
I want to see how they play against Michigan.
I want to see that too.
I'm really curious about.
See,
that.
when I say all this, I actually think Jim Harbaugh has been nothing but beat up on and kicked, and even this week, I actually think they get the upset.
Do you want to go whiskey wager on that SEC game that Alabama does not beat them by double digits?
Here we go.
Hey, you want some? You're trying to get low hanging fruit. I'll take Alabama to win the game,
Okay.
and you're gonna take
I'm
Georgia.
just take Georgia straight up.
Yep.
Okay. Let's do it.
Whiskey wager of the night.
I hope you
love
start
it.
both quarterbacks, because neither one of them are like Bryce Young's left testicle.
What?
Bryce Young's a stud.
He is.
Yeah.
You put it down.
So now that we're saying this, you just gonna take your whiskey wager that Oregon's not gonna get in?
Yeah, there's
You
no
just
way,
gonna
dude.
pop that or what?
You ever once brought it up?
We just talked about all the
All right.
craziness that could happen.
Bring your argument up right now. How Oregon gets into this? Go.
We just talked about it. There's a ton of teams that could lose ahead of them.
We did not talk about Oregon
No.
at all, though.
No, we just talked about all the other teams.
Mississippi,
in front of them
like
could
I
end up
just said,
losing.
Ole Miss has a
There's-
better shot of getting in
There's a lot of
than
magic.
you guys.
There's a lot of magic.
There's a lot of magic. They do like them jerseys. They do.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma State would be the biggest benefactor of Alabama losing.
Yeah, they're gonna slide in.
If they take care of business, though.
Yeah,
they
they got to
gotta
win
take care of
back
their
to
own.
back.
Yep, they got to win back to back.
beat Oklahoma twice, which is a tall task.
Oh. So,
Yeah.
I think that's what I had, gentlemen.
Boom. I love it. Well, let's roll into some picks for the weekend. Rio, what you got going on, man?
All right, we'll start with some college picks. My first one, TCU at Iowa State. They're 14.5-point underdogs. I'm taking them to cover this. Not win this game. I think they keep it within 10. You know, their offense can score, and Iowa State's defense isn't that great. I'm not even sure this gets to being a high-score game. I didn't look at the over. Maybe I did, and I'm not taking it. But this will be a closer game. 14.5 seems like a lot with that offense and how Iowa State's defense has been playing. I'm taking Washington. They're 1.5 favorites over Washington State. I say they win by at least 10. They're going to put up some points in this game, I think. But it's going to be like a 20-35 kind of game for Washington to win. A lot of rivalry games this week.
Yeah.
I'm taking LSU to beat Texas A&M. They are 6.5-point underdogs. I believe they're at home. I'm also in that game taking the over at 47.5. I'm thinking offenses are going to light it up, and LSU's going to win this game.
You think they're going to win that?
I think they're going to win this game. It's their uphill. You know,
okay.
they're like this. It's their up version.
I was thinking
week.
about it a little bit too. Death Valley at home.
Yep. So and here we go. I'm rolling on BYU. Covers a 6.5. Favorites over USC. They win this by 10. I think they're going to run all over them. Back on that train. I've been riding
them Cougars.
It was awesome because I rode them, and then I got off of them, and they lost whatever, and then I got back on, and they won. Tell you what, I've been riding BYU. I think I got I'm $400 I've won off BYU this year.
We'll take that.
That's not bad at all. Yeah. All right, so upset side of things. Rio, who's Texas play this weekend?
Kansas State.
All right, so I'm picking Kansas State over Texas. Kansas State is
That's an upset?
2.5 point. Texas is 2.5 point favorites over K-State.
Wow.
Yeah, somehow.
Wow.
So I'm gonna take K-State over that. I think this could easily be a game where Texas just decides to say fuck it and put the throttle down and win because they don't have it. They don't have nothing to play for. But I don't think they will. I think they just continue to fall apart. Things are looking rough. So K-State there. Michigan, I've got to cover against Ohio State. 7.5 in favor for Ohio State. I think this is a close game. It's in Michigan. The matchup isn't great. This is kind of Michigan likes to kind of punch you in the mouth, and Ohio State. I'll be bought in if they can whoop up Michigan the same way they did Michigan State. Okay, I'll say that. I've got
for being national title contenders.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. I've got Auburn to cover against Bama. I know the quarterback's out, but that game, 19.5 just doesn't seem right. And this is the exact same line that Ohio State and Michigan State had last weekend, and I said the same damn thing. So we'll see what happens, but they always play each other close in this Iron Bowl. So we'll take Auburn to cover that. Michigan State has fucking got to be pissed off about that game last weekend. So I just think they throttle Penn State. I know they got to go to Penn State, but Penn State's only favored by 1.5, but I think Michigan State takes care of business there. And I've got Kentucky over Louisville. Louisville's favored by 2.5. I think Kentucky actually beats Louisville in this game. I just think they're a better team. And
yeah, I was looking at that one too. I'll probably end up betting it as well.
I was a little surprised Louisville was favored there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I've only got a couple locks in college this week. After Utah's big win, I think they keep rolling and they beat the shit out of Colorado. They're favored by 23.5. They probably win by 35. Colorado's just not very good. They tend to get beat up every weekend. And then Oklahoma State against Oklahoma. I've got Oak State to cover that 4.5 against Oklahoma. I think they win by touchdown, 10 points, something like that.
All right. Some of these are going to be echoing the same sentiment here. I have Michigan covering that 7.5 at home against Ohio State. I am leaning more towards Michigan outright winning this, just because I think they're due, not because of any. I can't give you any other reason. But if I actually had to bet my fucking life savings on it, I'd have to go Ohio State, right? Because they've been rolling, but there's just some weird feeling about this one. Either way, I think Michigan State's going to get inside that 7 for sure. I think this would be a lot closer than what they have been doing against each other. So Ohio State has owned them.
So you think more than anything, you think Harbaugh's due, right?
Yeah.
Because since he came back, has he ever beaten Ohio State?
No, he's not.
So
I think it's just flat out due.
Interesting.
Yep.
This is maybe one of their best shots because, I mean, it is so, at the end of the day, no matter how special he has been, how special he does play, and he's the Heisman favorite right now, according to Vegas, Stroud is still a freshman. Freshmen do make mistakes every so often. So, I mean, if he has a shot, that's what I'm getting at. If he has, this may be one of his better shots.
yeah, I tell you what, going into Ann Arbor, right?
Yep, it's in Ann Arbor.
Going there for this game as a freshman is, it's going to be
big
tough.
house? Yeah.
It's going to be tough, man. Those fans are going to come loud.
Yeah. I have Oregon State covering 7.5 at your Oregon Ducks. I'm not getting ballsy enough to say flat out upset victory, but I think this will definitely be a lot closer. I'm talking about 3 or less, like 2-1, somewhere in that ballpark. It'll be something weird. When Oregon State has been bad, I think they call this one the Civil War. I think that's what this one's called. Their tradition of playing each other. Even when Oregon State was bad, like multiple years, I remember watching the Beavers actually beat the Ducks in this game. So,
yeah, I like that one. I think this is going to say a lot about Oregon after getting their asses whooped, right? Like,
Yeah.
how are you going to come back? So either close game, might possibly lose, or they better beat them by 30. You know,
Yep.
like it's going to be one or the other. So,
I have same thing you had there. I had Kentucky plus 2.5 at Louisville. Don't know why. It's probably weird. It's something we don't know.
Yeah.
Or that we're misinformed on, but something just weird. Plus 2.5. I was like, all day. Thank
day.
you.
All day.
Yep.
Yeah.
My Stone Cold locks. I have Ole Miss at Mississippi State over 64.5. I'm not going to get ballsy and pick if I had to pick, I would still roll with Ole Miss.
Okay.
But Mississippi State is hard at home. What is that? The old Cowbells, Dak Prescott's alma mater there.
Mm-hmm.
They do that fucking bell cow down there. But I have 64.5 all day. This is going to be a shootout. So, Tulsa at SMU. I have SMU covering 6.5. And then my final one was Cal at UCLA, and I have UCLA covering 6.5. I think they're a way better team than Cal, so I think that should be. And we're very cautious with rivalries. So,
Yeah.
but that being said, UCLA is the by far more superior team this year. So this should and feels like double digits. I'm not gonna say it's going to, but it feels like it should be.
yeah, I like that one too.
That's what I got for college, gents.
Boom. What's up in the NFL?
All right, moving to NFL picks. I'm on board. Patriots cover the 6.5. They're favorites over the Titans. I'm also taking the over at that 44. Titans defense is not that great. I think they're going to put at least 30 up themselves.
Hey,
the Patriots.
Can you guys give me a hand check over there?
We are, yeah.
I'm just curious.
Rio
I mean,
is not only on board, he's off board the Titans,
So,
just to be clear.
Off board the Titans, yeah. I think Patriots are
So
going to put up
so
at least 30 themselves.
You two with the Colts and the Patriots, and you're gingerly touching tips is what you're getting at?
Yes.
That is awesome
Okay.
because I'll roll right in my next picks. Colts. I'm taking the Colts to beat the Bucks. They are 3-point underdogs.
At home.
I'm thinking they're gonna go play them tough. They're gonna run all over them. Vita Vea still not back yet, so I am on board with the Colts this week.
Brainwash him. I don't know what the hell's going
Yeah,
on
what
that
the
side
heck?
of the table.
I don't know. It's getting weird up here.
It's getting real weird. Animal
Pittsburgh.
noises.
They're going to cover that 4.5 at Bengals. They're underdogs. Like I think we talked before in other episodes, this division just plays close games no matter what. If it's anything over 3, I almost take it every time.
Yeah.
This is going to be a field goal game. It seems like they're going to play them tough no matter what. Bengals have been slipping. Pittsburgh's kind of up and down. It'll be a close 3-point game. I'm also taking the Rams. They're 1-point favorites to beat the Packers. I say they beat them by like 10. Packers haven't looked that impressive. something's just not right yet with Aaron Rodgers. I think the Rams are coming off the bye weeks. They're fresh, ready to get after it, and I think they beat the Packers by at least 10. And that's my picks.
Boom. I like that. Upset picks real quick. I'm actually going to call the Lions' first victory of the year against the Bears.
Ooh.
So the Bears are +3,
You read my notes,
Yeah,
you son of
yeah.
a
So the Lions are
beehive.
+3 here. I'm going to take the Lions over the Bears. I think they've got a good shot. I've got Andy Dalton, right, is quarterback, but their coach is still Matt Nagy. The Thanksgiving, it's the Lions' week to play every year. I think they come. I think this is finally when they get that dub. Much needed for them. The other upset, I've only got 2 in the NFL this week. I've got the Jags over the Falcons. Falcons somehow are 2.5-point favorites. Maybe Cordero is going to be back. I don't know why they're even favorites in this game other than the Jags aren't that good of a team. But I've got the Jags over the Falcons there. And then for Stone Cold locks here, I've got the Pats over the Titans. Same thing as you, Rio. I think the Patriots are just going to dominate this game. I've actually got the Eagles to not only, well, I guess more than cover against the Giants. They're favored by 3.5. They probably win by 14. And I've got the Chargers to cover against the Broncos as well. Chargers are 2.5. It seems like they're starting to get the wheels turning again, and they should be able to take care of business there. I know it's in Denver, but they should be fine. I'm really excited for that Colts game. That could be like and I feel like when we say this, it's the opposite. But this could be like, a 37-34 game. Like, this could be insane. And actually, in Indy, what did I say that last time Tennessee played them? The winner always scores over 31 points. So it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I've got the Colts to cover as well. I think they're going to take care of business in a crazy exciting game against the Bucs.
We have a lot of the same games, different outcomes though.
Ooh.
So that means I'm 100% right. You're wrong.
No, misinformed.
Misinformed.
Yeah, we as a group are misinformed. You are wrong.
Here we go. Damn, please tell me you picked the Titans.
Number 1, Titans
God.
cover that 6.5 at the Pats all damn day. All day. They win this game. I wasn't even going to say win. Now I am, just because you two are over there circle jerking each other. They win this game.
All right, we're warm whiskey wager.
Yeah. All day. The bottle. Let's not even make it a...
Yikes.
Yeah. All day. I'm tired of watching this little slugfest between you two over there. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm done.
You're upset because you've been wrong. That's all this is.
I'm not wrong.
Right.
The Pats are not that good. Calm down.
Oh, man.
Hold on, let's get that down.
With my bias.
So, Danny and Jimmer, huh?
Yeah, Pats, Titans, straight up.
Yeah. No, straight up, I get 6.5.
No, you just said
I did say they win.
Bro.
They are going to
Nice
win.
try.
They are going to win. I feel confident with that. Vegas should be ashamed giving Titans 6.5.
You're nuts.
We can just clip that and play that
Yeah.
as he's taking a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Kind of
Bring
like
that
his
on.
Giants
I'm not
9
taking
wins.
a shot. I'll be pouring the shot for Danny. Because I know what happens when he pours his own shot. He puts it down here and then says that's a shot.
Hey, that line shouldn't be there. That's all I know. I
You
just
should
went
fill
to
the whole
first
thing.
line. Oh yeah.
I am on board with you. One thing that we are going to agree with, I had the Lions covering that 3 against the Bears. I had the Lions winning this.
Yes,
and
sir.
this is no more than just purely, this is the Lions tradition. They were the first team to start playing on Thanksgiving Day. If they don't get up for this game, the Bears are down. They're going to Andy Dalton. Little controversy in their locker room with the head coach, and to where one of their executives has to come down and tell them that they're not going to fire Nagy. This is the best shot I think the Lions really do have.
Don't forget. Let's make sure I'm right on this. Goff isn't playing, right?
Goff is playing.
He is playing now?
Yeah, he has a very good chance of playing.
My confidence isn't as high.
Oh,
But
good
you know,
Lord.
I'm still picking
Stop.
him.
No.
I'm still picking
No,
They
him.
I
are
would-
37 and 42, and I think it said 1 on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And 2. They have 2 ties on Thanksgiving. 37, 42, and 2.
Yeah, I didn't mean they own it. I just mean like literally this is their tradition. They've been playing for that many years. So, but that being said, I just think this is it, and I feel a hell of a lot more confident with Jared Goff. Like I'm way more. Me and I'm completely different. How could you feel confident saying that if it was Tim Boyle?
Yeah. They lost.
What was your interesting stat before? Go ahead. You said this the other night. What was Tim Boyle's?
Yeah, his college stats:
Yeah,
1 touchdown and 13 interceptions.
But you feel more confident with him than Jared Goff.
I just don't like what I've seen out of Goff this year.
Jared Goff played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tim Boyle,
How
one
did he do in that
touchdown.
Super Bowl?
That was a very close game. They lost, 12-14? Is that what that was? It was a low-scoring affair. It was a boring game.
I don't think he had a touchdown in that game. I think it was 3 points or something.
Was it?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
It was like 12-3 or 10-3.
It was a weird low-scoring. It was
Yeah.
a boring game. I don't even remember watching it because it just wasn't popping.
Okay, hold on. I think you may be misinformed. Tim Boyle?
The backup for the Lions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. His college statistics are 12 touchdowns, 26 interceptions, 3,300 yards.
What was his last year in college?
11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 2,000 yards.
Did he have a year in which he is accurate, though?
He does have 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions in 2014, but he played 9 games that
Maybe
time.
you meant like the
So
maybe
no,
you meant
for
the ratio.
record, I literally took this from. We all listened to them, fantasy footballers. They went on a tangent about this because he's a backup quarterback, and those were his stats. So, gentlemen, you might want to check your stats on that. That's all I'm gonna say.
maybe they're. What'd they say? 1 and
13. Yeah.
Maybe they meant the ratio.
Yeah.
Because what was that? There was a 13 difference right there, wasn't there?
There's a 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions.
No, I'm talking about his overall. Say his overall again.
12 and 26.
Yeah, so was that 14 differential? Maybe that's what they meant.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Either way. So like I said, we're touching on a lot of the same games. I have the Giants covering that 3.5, and this is because of the division purely. This isn't me thinking that they're even going to get a victory. I'm going to actually lean on what Rio was saying. Anytime I see anything, especially that half point, I love that half point over 3. Because 3 is like that line in these. I'm not saying it can't be a blowout. I'm not saying it can't be, but it seems that these land at that 3-point mark quite often and inside that. So I love seeing that 3.5 and
right. No matter how bad the teams are, it's always just
they slug it out. So and this is at the Giants, so I feel pretty confident. Everyone's riding these ridiculous Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, blah, 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 blah. Like, we still remember nothing has really changed as in personnel. Maybe they've changed some scheming. Maybe Nick Sirianni isn't just a complete bubbling moron, but we'll see. I'm still gonna take the Giants. Cover that.
Sure.
I have the Bills -6 at Saints. This feels like a weird one though. Bills have not been playing that good. The Saints have every reason to lay this 6 all day. I mean, they're playing with their backup quarterback, potential backup running back, maybe even the third string one. They have no receivers to really speak of, and it feels like they should get throttled, right? Is what they should, but doesn't it also kind of feel like one of those weird things like you'd put all your chips in on this and it's going to be a stupid low-scoring game where maybe the Bills still win, but they only win by like a field goal, like a last-second field goal or some shit like that.
Yeah, it feels like
but I'm still
Taysom Hill game to me.
Yeah, something weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm still going to take the Bills -6. I have that as a lock. So, touchdown, please.
Touchdown, please.
I have the Ravens -3.5 at home against the Browns. I think this should be all day.
What did I see? Speaking of that, Hunt he's coming back. I saw something come across that he's
Kareem.
Yeah, maybe he's able to practice. I don't remember what it was though.
He should be. I mean,
so they activate. You have like a 3-week window that you get activated. You can practice without being on the active roster. So maybe that's what you saw.
Okay, that must have been it. Got it. Because that team will change quite a bit when he comes back too. I think they'll be stronger. So
I think they'll be stronger, but it's still Baker back there.
I was gonna say, does he throw the ball? Because
yeah. The Ravens should get their stud quarterback back. This is at Baltimore. I know I just went on a tangent about the 3.5 and anything over a half, but something doesn't feel right with the Browns. They barely eked one by 2, and the Ravens. I just feel like they're gonna shut the Browns down. It's gonna be a low scoring for the Browns affair I actually think the Ravens cover this by like 10 points. So, then my final one, you already touched on it. I agree. Chargers -2.5 at the Broncos. Kind of rolling right now. Kind of got a little bit of swag, you know.
Yep.
The Broncos, you don't know what you're getting. So, yes, could this go the other way? Absolutely. But ultimately, it's the Broncos.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of like a pivot game for the Chargers. Like, and I'm not saying like it's a true test or anything like that. Like, that isn't what I'm getting at. But what I am saying is, Chargers take care of business here, like you should. I understand it's on the road. I understand it's a division, all that shit. But show that you do belong. Make me look like a genius because I said that I'm hopping on your AFC bandwagon here. So, and that's where I'm at. So,
Boom. Easy enough. So, here's the deal. Today, we start a tradition with the 3 Gig Sports Podcast. And we're actually going to do a little bit of kind of a daily fantasy for the Thanksgiving Day games.
Turkey Bowl.
Called the Turkey Bowl. Yeah.
Turkey Bowl picks.
Gobble, gobble.
And so Jimmer was nice enough to write down the names. So we're going to do a quarterback, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and a tight end. And Jimmer's got the names written down. What's going to happen here is we already went through that bullshit Jimmer had us do a little bit ago, pick a number.
Yeah, Danny still ended up with number 1.
And we'll go ahead and draft, and we'll give you guys the results the next time we're on. This will be pretty fun, though. So let's get this shit kicked off, Jimmer.
You are up, my man. You are on the clock. So the only rule that no, actually we don't even have to put that because we don't have bench spots. So there is nothing. Just it's gonna come around, just snake back around. We are going to base our scoring off of our fantasy league that we all 3 are in.
Okay.
So that's why I thought it was the fairest, easiest way. Because then we can just look up our stuff as we.
Yeah, probably pretty easy.
Well, we'd like to. I guess I don't know what we want to throw on it though. Are we throwing something on this?
Yeah, the 2 losers do warm whiskey wager. Do warm whiskey shot. Do you want more?
We're getting wasted. Friday show.
Whoa.
You are.
Well, you will, but
Well,
I think you have something you haven't paid. Like you still owe the Oregon one. I know.
Yeah, you definitely got to take that.
I have 1 left. Yeah, or possibly 1 left. That's it.
Well,
yeah.
then-
Are you still riding the possibly?
I'm just saying.
Jesus.
You just said Ole Miss could make it in, so relax.
The SEC,
All right.
brother. The SEC.
All right, Danny,
You're up.
got number 1.
Yep.
All right, let's check it out. I don't think this will be too bad. Yeah, so number 1 pick for this day is going to be DeAndre Swift.
I knew you were gonna do it. That's your guy. DeAndre Swift. Where you got there, Rio?
All right. You know what? I'm going to go with... Jeez. It's tough. I'm going to go with my guy. He's been playing okay. Got a little banged up, but he practiced fully. Zeke Elliott.
Zeke.
I had a feeling you weren't going to pick Dak. Just sneaky
Almost like we've seen that before.
Ooh, I wonder where they're at points-wise because they both missed a game now.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That is,
Dak just shit the bed, though. So
that would be
Yeah.
interesting. I think I am gonna go. Doesn't matter. I got the snake here. Cowboys have who?
the
Raiders.
Raiders, yes.
Raiders, and Josh Allen has that
Saints.
Saints, and that's at the Saints.
Yep.
I think I am going to do. I'm gonna do Dak Prescott,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna do David Montgomery. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
David Montgomery.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, let me take a look. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Josh Allen.
Well played.
That one was
Yeah,
that one was tough for me. It really was. It just
I don't want to be left with Trevor Siemian, so
hey, Taysom Hill is out there. by the
Taysom
way.
Hill is out there, and you can use him wherever.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you can. What?
Yeah, I'll end up taking.
is-
Yeah, I'll do Stephon Diggs right here.
Diggsy.
Diggsy boy.
All right. We'll go Diggs.
hey, real quick, I did look this up. Lamar, they both missed one game. Lamar leads Dak by 25 points.
All right.
Working out so far.
All right. So I got Stephon Diggs, and I'm going to take Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard. Interesting. Locking up your running backs. That being said, the Ravens haven't had their bye yet.
Have
the
I
Cowboys?
think they have.
Have the Cowboys?
Have the Ravens not? I swear they did.
The Cowboys did have their bye, yeah.
The Cowboys did have
Cowboys
their
did. I
I'm
don't
pretty
think the
sure the
Ravens
Ravens
have.
did too.
Did they?
bye. Yeah, I think they. I'm pretty sure
Well,
they
you
did
should
too.
know of all people. Did you have to pull them out of your lineup?
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty
You
sure
had
I
to pull 'em
played
one
somebody. Pretty sure. Well, it's my pick, right?
Yeah.
This paper out of the way. Flop around. There you go.
That's not what I wanted to happen right there. Yeah, they had their bye.
Okay.
Week 8.
Boom.
We
All
got.
right,
who
back
you got?
back to my pick. I'm gonna take. Give me Darren Waller.
Darren
Ooh,
Waller.
okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Thought about it too.
The premier one. I am going to take. This could be one hell of a gamble. Are we putting a curveball in here? Are we putting in a?
I don't know. You're the guy who wrote all the ones down.
Yeah.
We should have known. He slid someone in there that he's going to take.
I'm going to roll the dice, and this could hurt because he may not play. I'm going to go CD Lamb.
I think he plays. He looked like he would.
CD, and then my next one.
Cooper's
is
on there,
going
but
to
he's
be-
not going to play, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go once. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. Right?
He's got to have a good game sometime here. Yeah.
Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. And when everyone goes out.
All right. I am going to go with. Ooh, this is tough. Give me Gallup. I think they get on the same page this week.
All right. And I'll do Mooney. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Taysom Hill. You don't have him on here,
No, you know,
But,
and no, you can absolutely.
but I'm taking Taysom Hill.
What are you taking him under?
Quarterback, baby.
Oh, you are.
Well,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Oh, you could have put him under tight end.
Yeah.
Coulda.
Okay. Final decision is Taysom Hill. Oh shit!
Rolling the dice. I feel like it's a Taysom Hill game. So,
Did you have two running backs?
Yep.
Who was the other one? 'Cause I accidentally just cleared it.
Pollard.
DeAndre Swift and
Pollard.
who? Okay.
Accidentally cleared it.
I'm taking
I
Zach
did it
Moss next.
Zachariah Moss.
You always end up with the Bills running backs, bro.
I do. I just never get the right one usually.
guy.
So now Singletary will go off,
Of
and I
course.
won't play him in our other league, right? So
Zach Moss. All right. So I am up. I have 2 left. I need a receiver and a tight end. So I guess it doesn't really matter because I get whatever. I'm gonna roll the dice with Dawson Knox though. I think Hawkinson is out there. That is my guy. Just old boy just hasn't been on the same page with him though. I think I'll roll the dice with that high end touchdown
There we go.
probability on that one. So Dawson Knox and I need one more wide receiver. I think I am going to take. Why not? They're going to have to throw, right? Hunter Renfrow.
All right. Yeah, they're going to have to for sure.
So, that off. Surprised none of you wanted Derek Carr.
No.
You didn't want old D Carr. You want to roll the dice with the Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I got to back up what I'm saying. I feel like it's a Hill game for some reason.
Yeah.
He could end up with 0 for me, so.
Or he could end up with some stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
take
Exactly.
Allen Robinson.
All right. He's shown a little bit the last couple weeks. At least one good play that I remember.
Well, this
I
may,
think
this
Nagy
may
gets
help
him.
you.
I think
actually.
Nagy gets him involved. Right, he's on the hot seat.
Well, Andy Dalton being the
right.
quarterback. Will
Andy
help.
Dalton's going to throw. He's not going to run the ball. That should help me.
All right, Hawkinson gets it done. Got Hawkinson.
All right.
Speaking of Nagy, did you see Fire Nagy chance at his, I think it was like his kid's football game or basketball game. I can't remember what it was. They started to break out, and he was in the crowd when it was going down.
Yikes.
Pretty funny.
That's what it should be though.
At
He's
Bulls
not-
games, the chants going.
Yeah.
Like, it's all over the place.
We'll go over it real quick. So, my team. Dak Prescott, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, C.D. Lamb, which is a roll of the dice, Hunter Renfrow, and Dawson Knox. Rio, yours. You want me to say it?
Josh Allen, Zeke, Zach Moss, Michael Gallup, Allen Robinson, Darren Waller.
There we go.
Yeah. Taysom Hill, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Stephon Diggs, Darnell Mooney, and T.J. Hawkinson.
There we go, gentlemen. Our very first
Turkey Bowl.
Turkey Bowl.
Turkey
In the
Bowl,
books.
baby.
We'll see how she all breaks out.
Yeah, we'll put
some whiskey up on that.
we'll have Jimmer put this list on Facebook and see what you guys think. See who's gonna win this tomorrow.
Yep. Well, we already know who's going to, but
Well, you just went last to first, so that was actually well played on your part.
you mean where I let you get first too?
What?
It doesn't
First
matter
off,
which
get
way
outta
it
here.
goes. Yeah, the same guy that picked Taysom Hill as his quarterback when Derek Carr was
exactly.
still on
Are
the
you kidding me?
real.
Which I'm surprised you didn't. You said you'd love him over Dak, and you took him. So how the hell?
For fantasy?
Gee, are
Hey,
you kidding me?
I'm about
Telling
victory.
you.
What the heck?
Derek Carr's team is crashing around him.
You've been a Derek Carr truther
Yeah.
for the longest time, bro.
And then now you
I am.
shit on him? Okay.
So have you. Don't sit there trying to slide
You
one
were just
under.
fighting like last podcast about he's better than Dak.
He is better than Dak, yes.
And why didn't you
Absolutely.
take him?
My point is
Dallas defense sucks, right?
No,
Dallas defense is horrible.
you have the weapons. That's what I'm saying. That's what the point of that podcast was. Is that
Should be able to pass.
those weapons make Dak Prescott.
Should be able to
That's-
pass all
Dak
over that
Prescott
shitty
does
Dallas
not make-
defense, right?
Does not make those weapons. Derek Carr had those same 3 receivers and them
But
running
that
backs.
Dallas defense is so bad. He should be able to pass for 400 yards and 7 touchdowns.
It is that bad, but they're still that bad. His weapons aren't that good. If you swap those two, the dude would be a perennial Pro Bowler. He'd probably win a Super Bowl
Guess
with you
we'll
guys. Why don't you
never
trade
know.
him straight up?
Guess we'll never know.
Probably win a Super Bowl. He'll cover
Maybe.
up that shitty ass defense you got.
Hey, so Hollywood Brown. What do you think of Hollywood Brown? Is he a good receiver?
Nah, I don't know.
I think he's an average receiver, but he's the only one they have so far.
he's
you
a
see how many he
speedster.
drops?
He drops a
He
lot.
drops
He does
so
drop a
many.
lot.
Yes.
If he does it, what's he catch? 4 balls a game roughly? 3, 4 balls a game, somewhere in that ballpark. And he takes one. He's special and all that, like fast and this, that, and the other. He takes one to the house and he'll make it. But God, are you talking about fantasy?
No.
Or are we talking about just football?
Football.
I could name 20 other receivers I'd had before him if that answers your question.
Would he start for most other NFL teams though?
Well, yeah, because on every team he would start except for maybe not the Cowboys with Gallup.
Yeah, with
maybe
they are. Maybe not the Bills.
I don't even know if he would start with Minnesota because they just kick Thielen inside because he's going to be better than our third receiver.
So it wasn't that random. Here's the reason for this. So there was I can't even remember who it was, a former NFL player that does some type of analyst type shit on ESPN, and he was just trashing Hollywood Brown.
Oh.
He was going off about how he wouldn't start for any other team in the NFL.
Oh, whoa.
Going off about it. I wanted to say Bart Scott. The name
maybe.
Does he... Is that the right name?
I bet you it is. He says some outlandish stuff every so often.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. But he was going off, and Hollywood tweeted that video of him going off about him, and he basically made fun of his name or whatever. He's like, of course, because your name's, whatever. I want to say it's Bart. I want to say the guy's name was Bart. But he was going off. I'm like, listen, he's not, like, great, but damn, he's a fucking NFL receiver, So I just thought that was overkill.
He was started on the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles, the Raiders, the fucking,
Yeah, the Raiders would take him in a heartbeat right now.
Yeah, the Giants. Like, there's a lot of teams, man.
He started on the Chiefs, right?
100%.
He would start opposite Tyreek Hill. Yeah, let's not talk ridiculous. What I'm saying is that I could name 20 easy off the top of my head that I would take before him.
Yeah.
Like,
but that doesn't mean he's a bad receiver.
No, that does not mean that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll do his catch percentage.
Oh, Jesus. Getting the calculator out for this.
You breaking it down?
67% catch percentage. That is bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a rough
Drops
one.
a lot.
Damn. Well, all right. Who's got, I think you're up tonight, Jimmer, for Makes Sense If You Don't Think About It.
Oh. You haven't done one forever. I forgot mine.
You haven't written down over here. What do you mean?
No, I don't.
You probably just tore that page out.
Whoops.
Because I already did the thinks it's unsafe, right? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
You're the memory guy. He does good at remembering. Oh, let's see. We can keep this. You know what? We can keep it just we'll keep this one sports. I'll cheat. I'll do sports on this one.
Another Kirk Cousins one?
No.
Rio would love it.
No, he does he wishes he had Kirk Cousins.
Are you?
What?
Oh yeah. Those
Get outta
receivers would be balling. They wouldn't even be hurt.
Cooper Rush.
Oh gee. It makes sense if you don't think about it right there.
Hey, there it is.
Good enough to be the Krabby Vikings, all right?
5-5, bro.
Yeah, 5-5. We're on our way.
Just to
That
let your
being
hopes
said,
down.
I know.
I love it.
I am literally brain farting right now.
All right, here, I got
it.
one. Makes sense if you don't think about it. All right, so this place of employment that I've heard about, it has a maintenance side of things where they have maintenance guys, pretty much like anywhere else that you have, and then you have regular workers, right? Well, they were like, okay, operators and these workers need to now do maintenance stuff, preventative maintenance stuff, and not just like normal, but a whole list of preventative maintenance, right? And then they're like, all right, we're going to have the maintenance department come in and work on the weekends to learn how to do production work with the regular workers.
Makes sense.
They say they're behind on production, right? We don't have enough people, so that's why we're doing this with the maintenance guys. It's like, hold on. So you want regular workers to do maintenance, but then you complain about being behind on all this production stuff. Why don't here's this. I'll solve it for you. You get maintenance to do maintenance work, and the operators can just do the operator work. How about that? It makes sense if you
that
don't
makes
think
sense if you don't
about
think
it.
about it.
That is rocket science, Rio.
But you know what? Somebody else makes that call, not me.
100%. Jesus.
Yeah.
How about that? Operators,
Is-
just have them be operators. Maybe that'll
Right.
work.
And maintenance, do what's in your job. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Crazy thing.
Somebody
It
should
is
have
what
thought
it
of
is.
that.
Yeah. If only they like hire positions for this.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Weird.
That is crazy.
That being said,
Jimmer, it's your turn, bro. Words of wisdom on this Thanksgiving Eve.
yes, I do have this. No matter the excuse that you could try to draw up, never, ever pee into the wind.
Ooh.
Ever.
Ever.
Ever. The sun's shining in your eyes. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Right.
Ladies too.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You'll get splattered. You'll get spattered on. Just don't do it.
Water sprinklered, as they say.
Yeah.
As they say.
Well, a little cute short story. My great grandfather served in World War II. One hell of an American. Thank you for that. He's been long past now, as in 10 years or so. Later on in his life, ended up with Parkinson's. And he's an old time farmer, so after he got back from the military, he was a farmhand. That's basically what he did. And so, if you know anything about farmers, the toilet is anywhere, especially when it comes to taking a piss, right? It doesn't matter. Your bathroom is anywhere. But regardless, we come up to my grandpa. I'm with my grandpa. We drive up and pull up to my great grandpa and grandma's house, and my great grandpa's always outside, kind of roaming around. He has his old school bibs on, the white V-neck T-shirt, farmer T-shirt going on, and he, you know, when you're a little embarrassed to that, you tend to like of the Parkinson's, you tend to like hide your hand behind your back, you know. And I asked him, how's it going, Grandpa? He's and like I said, most time he wouldn't really ever show it, but he's like, you know, I got a lot done today. I watered the whole damn property. He's like, I went outside and took a piss, just turned into a human sprinkler.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
Jeez.
That's great. At least he was able to joke about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah.
Hell
Sid, my guy.
Well, beautiful words of wisdom there. I think that about wraps it up tonight, guys. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Podcast is available everywhere you find your podcast. Apple, Spotify, the whole nine. Be sure to throw down a 5-star like, too. Share it out to your friends, things like that. Anything for the support is huge. We
Yeah.
just try to
Yeah.
give you some unbiased opinions, unfiltered opinions.
Hold on the
Things like
unbiased part.
Right. They are clearly.
I mean,
They're clearly biased.
Yeah, they are clearly biased. Are you
Es-
kidding me?
Especially the middle guy.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Texas. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever, dude. Hey, but being I am the best looking one in here, if you do want to see my beautiful face, you can go on YouTube. We got some videos up. And you
I
can
calm down on the
you
best
can-
looking face. That's definitely purely me.
Yeah.
I have 2 full feet. I have both my heels.
Right. But this is what's holding you back. That whole
I
thing going
can't
on.
fix this. What's that in is it Step Brothers? I just don't know what it is. It's like,
Something about
something about it. I just want to hit you right in your pie hole. Is there anything I can do about that? No.
Nuh-uh.
No. I mean, you great party. You threw the whole works. It looks beautiful. But your face,
You got to change it.
you got to change
Gotta
it.
change it.
Shit. So, yeah, for those of you that didn't know, Rio's going to start an OnlyFans for his foot here pretty soon.
Yeah.
As
Half
well.
price for the one and full
Yeah.
price for the other.
Half foot bandito will be the tag.
Yeah. I'll do some little special visits, too, with my 9 toes.
Oh.
There you
Just to
go.
Just to get some real shit.
Right. We'll have to
going
do story time someday on this
Yeah.
on this thing.
Yeah, 100%. We got to tell some stories, man.
There you go.
Well, all right, guys. Thanks, everybody, again for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.